If you could comment on the Harris-Walz policy, we're going to know a lot more tonight, maybe, in their first sit-down interview. And Vance and Trump. Vance, who said in 2022, I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, what we heard from Vice President Harris in her speech, she didn't talk about foreign policy a lot, but Ukraine and Israel-Palestine were two issues she did touch on. She said that the United States would continue to support Ukraine's defense against the Russian invasion. She was very clear about that. And on Israel and Palestine, you know, she said the usual things about continuing to support Israel's right to defend itself, but she also lifted up the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and very strongly reiterated support for Palestinians' right to freedom and self-determination. Now, that language was unsatisfying for a lot of people, myself included. I wish she could have leaned into it a bit more, but I do think it's worth noting that this is the first time we've heard that kind of language from a candidate for president from the Democratic Party in their speech, their acceptance speech at the convention. So again, while I expect the uncommitted movement and other allies to continue pushing on this, I think it's worth just noting that. Now from Vance and Trump, yes.
I got you. D Black, I got you, nigga. 2 for 1, Tony, I got you, nigga.
Putin for a long time doesn't seem to really care about Ukraine.
Nigga,
himself has suggested that our support for Ukraine is distracting from the real enemy, which is China. I think that's a pretty consistent approach between Trump and Vance. They see China as the new big enemy and Ukraine as more of it.
But I'm alright, because I just hit this perk. I got a lot of homies on the shirt. Granny instead of telling me I need to be in church. Black man with a felony, it's hard to find work. Drug price high, couple niggas got it, but they pie. Free my nigga Fry, St. Pete, full of crowds, I don't fuck with them. Couple of them had me like, damn, I grew up with them. I ain't chillin', I'm
at democracynow.org. Democracy Now! Produced with Renee Phelps, Mike Kirk, Shrufa Kudus, Dina Guzzler. I'm Amy Goodman with Nermeen Sheikh. Thanks for joining us.
So I don't trust no hoe except
joining it.
They gave my other dog life, told him to sit with a stick. They say he laid a couple folk down. Hurt, blunt, lit up, bad bitches.
Introducing the Meat House, two located in St. Petersburg to serve you better. 3101 Central Avenue and 2225 MLK Street South. The Meat House featured a
See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Remember that night in jail, I told myself if they don't kill me, when I make it out this hell, I'ma make them motherfuckers feel me. They say the way I'm living, ain't no labels gonna come near me. Too caught up in the street, they never had a chance to hear me. Niggas and hoes creep, I had to find that out the hard way. They drop more salt than McDonald's fries on your Padre. I know he ain't right, just from the vibe and what my heart say. They smile in your face, but deep inside they feel a dark way. Daddy was gone, mama stressing cause the rent late. You on the 5th, it still ain't paid and it's the 10th day. Locked in these chains, right now I feel like Kunta Kinte. The plug got shot, right now the hood on Caliente. I'm speaking in Spanish, that mean hot for you dummies. High IQ, but with the lyrics I'm the dumbest. Speaking the truth, that's why I run it from the stomach. Giving them hell while I'm being honest. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. Sometimes I be wanna go berserk. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. See me in the studio, you know I come to work. Tell them my life so they can feel my hurt. But I'm alright cause I just hit this perk. You know I come to work.
Today's book of the day. Today's book of the day is a book called Sweet Taste of Liberty, a true story of slavery and restitution in America. It's by W. Caleb McDaniel. I'm sure Brother Uvi, if he's on, he's going to make sure this one gets into the chat, right? So just very briefly. It says, in April of 1848, Henrietta Wood, an enslaved woman was taken from her home in Kentucky, a slave state, to Ohio, a free state, and given her freedom papers in Cincinnati. Wood later recalled that she had her first, quote, sweet taste of liberty. In 1853, 5 years later, she was kidnapped forcibly and taken to Kentucky and re-enslaved. Wood was ultimately bought by a cotton planter who took her to Texas, where she would remain until after the Civil War. A few years after she was freed for a second time, she returned to Cincinnati, determined to seek justice.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell us how it ends.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic ending on it. The book was a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Okay.
And it changes the way, I mean, this is Money Making Motivation Monday, right?
Yeah, it is.
It changes the way we not only see the institution of slavery, but it changes the way that we see agency of formerly enslaved people.
Okay.
When they say she sought justice, she took them to court.
Okay. And then what happened? We got to get the book.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right? But she
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
What we sometimes miss, there's a really good book by Nancy Van Dusen. I'll bring it in. It's called Global Indios.
Okay.
And all it is an account of court cases that were filed in international court in the 15 and 1600s
Yeah.
by indigenous people who were suing for their rights after the new laws of Burgos was passed. It's 1543.
Yeah.
So
I love to see
they
that.
took people to court.
Yeah.
Not just that. There are cases of the enslaved and formerly enslaved in Alabama who took white people to court and won.
Okay.
I'll tell you one case, and then we'll hop off. There was an individual who was pestered by an overseer. He was an enslaved man,
Okay.
African man, pestered by an overseer. Overseer attacked the man. Brother got a knife, stabbed the overseer to death. Took it to court and won.
Wow.
In the 1850s.
Wow. Yeah, you don't see too many of those cases.
They won't tell you that.
Yeah, you don't see those cases. Yeah.
But we're people of justice.
Yeah.
So we didn't ever look necessarily for extrajudicial punishment. We took the people who harmed us when we could to court
Right.
and argued our cases.
Yeah.
This is an enslaved man who kills a white overseer by stabbing him to death.
And then you know what? They highlight the cases that we lose, because I always hear about the Dred Scott decision.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like you hear about that case.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Plessy versus Ferguson. You hear about these cases that we went to court and lost, but you don't hear about the victories that we had.
Oh, yeah.
So why
because
would you hear only about the ones we lost? Because
it discourages you from filing lawsuits.
duh.
Come on now.
They telling you can go to court and win.
Then everybody be like,
You ready to go to
we
court?
got a whole bunch of smart young.
Taking them to court.
Yeah, so and the sister,
in our AAVE.
Come on now.
The coat.
and there you go. Sister Henrietta Wood is truly a heroine, and her story definitely needs to be read. So if we can, Sweet Taste of Liberty: A True Story of Slavery and Restitution in America by W. Caleb McDaniel.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Do this. Stick it out, boy. I'm a boy. Look at it was like that. She was ready to get no boy. I'm just saying.
Good morning, man. We up in here, y'all. It's King Jab, the voice of the people, man. We finna get this thing started, y'all. How y'all doing this morning? How the people doing? Y'all online, y'all can see I'm riding Dolo today. Dream. Shout out to my young protege, man. Dream is learning how to become a jeweler, y'all. So when we start dropping them pieces, you know what I'm saying? And the grills, you know what I mean? Don't trip, it's coming. And shout out to brother Donnie, the professor, who had to go back to professing. Yeah, that's what my brother do, man. He's accredited with his professing, you know what I mean? So shout out to the team, man, who always, even if they ain't here, they here.
shout out to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, man, for y'all work, man, and the new image project. And y'all just don't realize how important this is to us to be able to sit in a space of media and speak freely to the people, to promote our own image of our blackness to the people, to promote how we want our kids to look and how we want media to look from our community. It's very important. And if you see a lot of things, even with me, if I'm reporting things on matters in the community, I do report, but I don't use names. I don't like to point out names. I don't like to really embarrass community members for the mistakes that they made, because this radio is a community radio station. We roll off of y'all, so that's what it is. Sports. Before I go to high school football, I'm gonna go to Little League football, which is I'm back out there with my grandson, and this week Lakewood plays St. Pete at Lakewood, and in all my years, this rivalry has not changed. It is a great rivalry as long as it stays on the field and not with the grown-ups. And it's a lot of football going on this weekend, y'all. So Lakewood playing St. Pete, man. They at St. Pete, and it's gonna be a long, hot day. Just put it like that. That's the best explanation. It's gonna be long and hot. Lakewood plays who we play this Friday. Largo. Lakewood play Largo at Largo. I mean, Lakewood plays Largo at Lakewood on Friday. It's always gonna be a good game, kind of a rivalry game. Largo, they try to bring some every time, so it's gonna be a good one. And St. Pete plays Bogey. I'm not sure where they playing at, but that's another good one on the books, y'all. High school football in the area is actually getting better. And shout out to Royce and the Pinellas media group. We finna link up and do some things, y'all. We finna really link up and use this media, bro. We got media passes, man. Y'all let us up in here, man. Straight up. This is where we finna go with it, man. And we finna link up with them, and we ain't gonna reinvent the wheel on the sports, man. We're gonna utilize them for sports, and you know what I mean? As my sister would say, hey, you doing? Hey, and my sister Swella would say, collaboration over competition. I remember that now. You put that out there. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do with the sports. Shout out to Shador. Is that Shador? Yeah, Shador Sanders for signing the first history-making Nike NIL deal. This is important as we speaking about high school, little league football. As a parent, first let me throw this out here. I got a grandson that's playing little league football, and I'm just going to tell y'all a little bit of our plan. A grandson is humongous, and he's going to grow to be a big young man. He's only going to probably play football. He's right now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He is not going to get any contact. That's going to be his growth and development years. He may play flag football to keep up the skill set, but nah, we ain't finna be running around banging our heads for entertainment purposes, man. I need his body to grow in the full potential. The reason why I'm explaining this to you is because with these NIL deals, you have to immediately start thinking about your child, the corporation. The child is the corporation. If you're investing in him training, you're investing in these things, you need to set up an LLC or whatever business structure you want. and you need to pay for those things out of that structured business. Why? Because if the child is that good, the NIL deals can come before they get to high school or during high school. And now you have a structured business in place, because if your kid get $50,000, please don't let them get a $50,000 check in his name or your name, because you're an adult. That's crazy. You'll be taxed beyond measure. So as parents, we have to go into the mind state of operating and treating our kids in their endeavors, not just sports, not just football, like NIL deals and scholarships, y'all, go all around the board: lacrosse, golf, tennis, academic scholarships. So in anything that you're doing, young lady just went and got an NIL deal for playing softball. So the money is opening up, but it's on us to be prepared to operate like a business and put our kids in the best position. I think that when your child is going to high school, if they're an athlete or they're a social media phenom, they can be an influencer, is what they call them. They shouldn't be operating their own social media fully. It should be taken over for them. It should be in a professional manner. Their film should be in a professional manner. They need to trademark their name, their numbers. We had a situation with Shamar, great photo last year, playing for CCC, and the picture was trademarked by the photographer. So now we're having an issue even getting access. We had to go buy it. But you have to prepare yourself for that. So if you're taking a picture of my trademark, then I ain't got to buy this from you. I don't know if I'm giving y'all too much game. I should be selling this, y'all. And truthfully, because my brother Donnie is a professional and the credentials that he have, we are going to go into sports management. And I think we're going to start it probably from adolescence all the way through high school, and just really give our kids the whole game about agents and about their deal. Your first NFL contract looks just like a recording contract, pretty much. It's almost the same layout, and really have our people and our kids prepared, because what I'm seeing, and I'm going to get off of sports and continue on because I'm rambling, but what I see is, and y'all can agree or disagree, 727-637-2416, is without this guidance, when our kids go to these D1 schools, this is where we're losing our generational wealth. If y'all want me to explain that, I can. We're losing our give back to the community, because they're putting them on white financial advisors. Not really white financial advisors. They're not really giving these guys the financial advisors not giving these guys the game to succeed. Like, as a financial advisor, all of these young men that came out of St. Pete that went to the NFL, why haven't you been telling them to buy up these plots of land that are not selling for $10 million just for a parcel of land in St. Petersburg? They didn't have to build on it. It could have just bought the acreage, because they knew this city was going to be developed in every corner. But they wouldn't give them that financial advice. They tell them, go buy your new Bentley and give $5,000 to the high school. That's the financial advice they tell them. So we go dig in. We go dig all that up, man. We're gonna dig all that up, and we're gonna put our kids like in the right path, man, and make sure that the parents fully understand what they operating with, what they operating against, understanding the NIL deals, understanding how to negotiate these deals. You don't need a bunch of apparel. You don't need a bunch of hoodies and socks and tennis shoes. There's only so much the kid can wear. We don't want apparel. Give us stock options. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wrap that up right there. Yeah, but sports is it, man. Football finna start back. College football finna start back this weekend. Florida State lost to Georgia Tech. I predicted that. Florida State lost to Georgia Tech, y'all. That was a big loss. We got a call. Let me see who I got on the phone real quick. Caller, you on the air?
Hey man, that's a great point you hit on. And to any of these kids that's getting these deals, instead of taking the apparel, take the stock.
Absolutely.
They gonna give you the apparel because they're gonna get a write-off, so they'll give you $4,000-$5,000 worth of Nike shoes or clothes. You give it away at your thing, but they getting a write-off for full retail. What you're getting is something that they know you ain't gonna use. You buy the stock and you'll see the stock grow. And as you grow it, based on selling the stock, whether you endorse it or not, your shoes, your brand, whatever, as it grow, your money grow tax free because it's in the stock. The other thing is, I'm so glad you and Brother Donnie probably gonna do what y'all doing, because a lot of these dudes and a lot of these players and ex-players, y'all had agents, y'all had financial advisors, but y'all didn't come back and tell somebody, hey, that's a bad agent. That's a bad financial advisor. They gave me back. Everybody want to keep the agent and the financial advisor to themselves instead of share the information so the next person don't get did like you got did. Or if it was a good deal, the next kid coming up behind you get the good deal too.
Absolutely.
So I think we need to definitely do that, to just say, hey, this is the best way you should go for your situation, or this is the advisor you should stay away from, or this is the agent you should stay away from.
And
with that.
And then speaking with agents, as a parent, man, that's an opportunity for you to further your education and learn how to negotiate that deal. A lot of people was mad with Lamar Jackson because he took his mama in there as his agent. But
exactly, because that's the only person he could trust.
But the thing about it is, if I'm gonna give somebody 10%, why not give it to my mama and she can do the job? This man got $150 million or something like that. So what the agent's gonna get? What, 10 off top?
Yeah.
Why not give that to your mama if they can do the same job?
That's the other thing. A lot of you young guys that's playing, and girls, you guys and girls that's playing these sports, understand this. There's more positions to be had than just being a player. Some of y'all know the game so well you could be a referee. Some of y'all know the game so well you could be an agent. Some of y'all know the game so well. Listen, you could take these. You could be a GM. You could manage a team. You could do that. So it's other positions to take on other than just being a player. And these positions last 30, 40 years. Hey, the referee always out there. Whether you in the league or not, the referee always out there.
They like judges, boy. They out there until them legs can't move no more.
And that's just an option sometimes we overlook. We don't look at it. Oh, I ain't get drafted. I ain't get this. But hey, the game good enough to be a coach, to be a trainer, to be anything other than hey. So what, you didn't make enough play?
Or you can continue. You can continue your education and go to grad school and become an agent. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Or a lot of y'all can go to different leagues. It's the Canadian League. It's the European League. It's different leagues you could go in. Maybe your dream just don't go directly to the league. Maybe you go this way and come in that league. It's the D League. It's the G League. It's all these other options that you could take to get to your dream, even though it may be deferred going a different way.
Absolutely.
With that, King Jab, I'm going, bro.
Because the XFL is looking like a good option too. I watched a lot of those games, bro, and they had good football games. Hey, man, thank you for calling, man. Appreciate it. I'll get back with you. Yeah, appreciate the insight, and that's the truth, man. We can explore all the options and make sure that we go and land in the proper spec. We all sports, man. We're gonna get on one of my topics, man. What's up with the rapper Scarface, man? If you ain't been in the news, man, my brother Brad, man, brother Donnie sent me this, and I know it had been going on for a little minute, but my brother Brad, Scarface, the rapper, having health issues as of lately. And if you remember back in the COVID era, he had to get a kidney transplant from his son. He received that kidney, and as of lately, he's just been, he's been looking he in ICU right now and declining in his health. So if you like me and feel like, brother Brad has put some things in you to change your life, you know what I mean? Or touch your life if you can, or you respect what he contributed to the hip hop fraction, man, send a prayer up for the brother, man, and his health. And let's see, my brother Scarface get back to what he does the best, man. That's entertaining the people. That's definitely entertaining the people. Let's see here. Foot Locker announces that their headquarters is moving to St. Pete. So if you've been sleepy, or if you got the resume that attached to the profile, it says that Fortune 500 company Foot Locker will be moving to St. Pete in late 2025. Where, I don't know, but that's a good opportunity for jobs in the city. I don't know where we'll be moving because they say St. Pete, but are you coming within the fines of St. Pete? St. Pete? Oh, okay. They going to I always say this wrong. Carillon Office Park. So I guess they going out there in the plaza out there in the park where Carillon. Yeah, I always say that wrong. Y'all know what I'm talking about out there on the interstate, man, to the right, man. Where Raymond James at. I go there all the time, man. Shout out to Raymond James. I'm trying to pull up this story. I can't. It's like it's running from me, y'all. Cause wait, hold on, cause I gotta get to this. Okay, here we go. Man, with all the things going on in the world, you got COVID picking back up. You got new COVID. You got monkeypox. You got Booga fever. We got a new one coming off, y'all. And there has been a lot of cases in the U.S. And this is the sloth fever. Sloth fever. The symptoms is, I'm not going to do that. The symptoms is you start moving real slow and lethargically, like the Bionic Man. I'm joking, y'all. It says the sloth fever symptoms include fever, headache, chills, muscle ache, pain, stiff joints, and causes vomiting, sensitivity to light, dizziness, diarrhea, extreme abdominal pain, and hemorrhaging. That sounds like some of these talking about we got a stomach virus going on around here, man. That might be that sloth. Ooh, tighten up now. Tighten up now. Don't get that sloth, man. You start moving like y'all can't hear me acting this out, but yeah, you got it. Anyway, y'all, let me proceed on, man. Okay, y'all. Tighten up. This is my tighten up message for today. Carnival Cruise sharing warning about purchasing medications at international ports. I'm not gonna bust through this whole article, right? But I'm finna tell y'all what happened, and maybe y'all can laugh like I laugh, right? So if you ever been on a cruise at an international port, they have pharmacias. What they got in the pharmacias, everything from Tylenol to your Percocets to weight loss stuff, the weird stuff that people be wanting to take, all of that is there. Pharmacia, they pretty much got everything but weed. a pharmacia. And people go on the ports and purchase these things and bring them back. Like some people don't have the insurance or the finances to pay for their weight loss, Ozempic or Mounjaro. So they'll go to these ports and it's at a cheaper rate. So they might purchase the things that they need there and bring them back. So what happened was, right? What had happened was, right, it was a lady that contacted Carnival Cruise and said, well, we trying to figure out what we want. Can y'all provide a list of what they provide at the pharmacy? In which the people had to tell her, like, this ain't legal, man. What the heck, what are you talking about? Yeah, so I ain't gonna call her Karen. I'm gonna call her Carla. Carla. This not the Karen. Carla is the one that's just too smart but dumb. Carla took it upon her privilege to reach out to the pharmacy, like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Reach out to them like, hey, y'all provide me a list so I can know what it costs. So I need to know how many pesos to come over here with and rock this side. Should have put her behind in jail. Yes, I said that. You can get that from me. King Jab. Should have put her behind in jail. Okay, y'all. I think I spoke on this here before, but I'm going to speak on it again because this is just so intriguing to me as a person, as a human. There is a self-proclaimed social media model accused of being high on pink cocaine when she caused a high-speed crash that killed 2 in Miami, and she is on house arrest with a GPS tracker after posting $26,000 bond. They say she entered a not guilty plea of vehicular homicide. And wow. So they say she was driving her Mercedes and crashing her car into a Range Rover, which hit a Suzuki. And she was stopped from leaving the scene of the crash by witnesses. When officers arrived and arrested her, she was vomiting and admitted to being high off a party drug called Tootsie. And she said she was from the future and had a crystal ball. Sip smoothie. So the pink cocaine told her she was from the future. And she had a crystal ball, which is like a snow globe. For y'all kids that don't know, that's kind of like a snow globe. You might not even know what that is. Anyway, I'm more concerned on what she'd had to tell me about this crystal ball. But yeah, that was the pink cocaine told her, y'all, and her behind went to jail, and she killed some people. So it's a sad story. Sound like a lot of privilege for you to get out on bond. Boy, I don't know how this happened. But therefore she's out on bond. All right, y'all. This is an impressive story right here. But if you're a business owner like myself, and you have a business phone number, I think we should sue both of these companies, right? Ride with me. Yelp sues Google for alleging a search engine monopoly that promotes its own reviews. Yelp sues Google. If you a business owner, %20 of your calls is from Yelp and Google right now. And they're trying to sell you their advertisement. And it's annoying because they call you every day. Every day they're gonna call you about some Google or some Yelp. I don't know what it is, but very much so aggravating. Very much so. Oof, ass burning. I said that out loud, y'all. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna come back to that one because I'm gonna let that lead into my last story. So this is another thing that I've been watching. I'm intrigued. I want to see the outcome of this. They have broke ground on the former Edward White Hospital, and they are making a affordable housing and a place for seniors. I like this idea, but then again, I think that I have to see how the play going in, because if this is just a place for seniors to rent, we need to have more options where they need to be able to purchase, because right now there are programs where these seniors can use their housing vouchers if they have them and use that to pay their mortgage on their homes. No, they might not live for the next 20, 30 years. But guess what? This can be this can be put in a trust and still passed along without going through probate. Yeah, you might have to take over the payments and finish paying that off. But now you have the opportunity where if your mom don't make it, and you might have the opportunity where you can take over this condo or townhouses, they may call it, and then rent it out to another senior because you're the owner. So I like this, but I want to see ownership, even with our older people, man, because some of these is the mamas that done lost their houses, man. This is why they're here. This is why they're here. Some of these is the mamas that done lost their houses, so we can get them a second chance at, that covenant ownership. Hey, y'all. Sewage spill in Pinellas County neighborhood leaves neighbors saying, "Not again. No doo-doo brown." Okay. So it's not how anyone wants to wake up to a steady flow of sewage moving through their yards. That's exactly what happened in one Pinellas County neighborhood Wednesday morning. Where's the neighborhood? I don't care about Ponchon, whoever their name is. It's in the garage, boom, environmental service. Pinellas County is working to fix the issue. Okay, I don't think we ever got a location of where the Dookie Love was flowing through their yard, y'all. But it's still prevalent, and while we building the Leaning Tower of Pisa in the middle of that, man, am I the only one that rode by this thing they building downtown? I'm like leaning to the side, like this thing ain't straight. I'm looking at it like y'all keep going up, but it's not okay. This is what we dealing with in St. Pete, y'all. If it's anyone that don't know what I'm talking about, if it's anybody that's sleep on what I'm talking about. So my last story, which is gonna go into my last statement, which would be CDAT versus St. Pete. See that? St. Pete versus King Jab. See that? Yeah, something like that. Either way, Lelman to be a food desert no more. Why? When we start talking about the things that's happening in our Black community, and we start pitching a B and stepping down on why we got these food deserts in our Black communities, why is it always taken up by other races and prioritized? Because nobody's saying nothing about Lelman being no food desert. Bro, we was talking about Southside St. Pete. We pushed these initiatives. We talking about the people that live right here off of 9th Street and 62nd Avenue, who only grocery store is a mile away at Publix. And if you can't afford Publix, the closest grocery store, the next one to it is another Publix. And then you gotta drive another mile up the road to get to a Winn-Dixie or Aldi's. So now it's become a 3.5 mile commute just for me to get to an affordable This is the food deserts we was talking about. Not Lelman, who just got a rolling oats. Hey, y'all stop. Y'all stop. Y'all stop. Like y'all stop, please. This is the Lelman Exchange Community Center. 5175 40th Street, 5th Street North. So this is 45th Street and 51st Avenue North. Y'all were never a food desert. So now they open up a new farmer's market. Okay. That's just y'all stealing our stuff, man. Y'all stealing our stuff. And that's kind of like what's gonna lead me into my last, you know what I mean, segment of the day's show. CDAT. What is CDAT, man? Community Development and Training Center. CDAT is a nonprofit, primarily ran by Brother John Muhammad and Jabbar Edmonds. What does CDAT do? Most pertinently, I can say when everyone worlds changed during the pandemic, it was the CDAT umbrella that mobilized the street team. We mobilized mass giveaways. We mobilized feeding first responders. We mobilized, and which was a great program because it was in the middle of the pandemic and everybody shut down. So now we supporting our local restaurants and then taking that and feeding our people that got to work in the hospitals in these conditions and can't really get no lunch. So yeah, that was a great one. The census. What was that? Amendment 4, felons' right to vote. The eviction assistance program. Feeding our youth. We provided over 60,000 meals. It is a whole nother list of line item of things that CDAT has done that I haven't even mentioned in this community. And this is one of the reasons that when Miss Lisa Bowman was unfortunately removed from her city council seat, which was kind of weird, but it was just an issue where she lived at. It wasn't nothing that she had done. But when she was removed from her seat, it was the work that was done then that brought people to choose Brother John Muhammad to hold his seat down, and the responsibility of District 7 was handed to him. The work that CDAT done, the deliverables that we have met and provided have elevated the political and social and corporate careers of many of the names and faces that you know in St. Pete. yes, you would not be in these positions if it wasn't for CDAT King Jab meeting those deliverables and making you look like the best thing smoking in front of your supervisors, in front of people that you have to report to make them look at you as the grand old being that you claim to be right now. It was our deliverables. While you guys, the world, our city, our leaders went and hid behind computer screens. Zoom stopped, went out the market because no one wanted to actually go into the community and do anything for the community because they were scared of COVID. And we did and operated, facilitated, and met these deliverables within a strict COVID protocol. So shout out to CDAT. Shout out to myself. What did I do? I specifically manage the street team. It's about 15, 16 of us. And we provided an outreach model that has been since then been duplicated, picked apart, and regurgitated. I did the eviction assistance program when we were one of the first entities that were going out and pulling people eviction filed and offering them assistance and payments before the other programs wrote these grants into their budget and started providing them. We set the standard and the deliverables and gave them the groundwork for that. The census. We did the 2020 census. The feeding our first responders. We did this program. I facilitated finding the location and actually finding the caterer and securing the food, COVID protocols, and delivering the food and serving the food. And to say all of this is so much more that we have done. I could, ramble on for days about what we have done. But the reason why I'm actually even speaking on what we have done is because what's, in particular being done to us right now. What y'all mad about? Why y'all mad? The backroom conversations, the transfer of hating and you don't win against the clique. If y'all know St. Pete just ran by cliques, well, y'all do know this. If you ain't in the clique, then you ain't in the clique. And then when you piss somebody off the clique, they gonna mobilize on you. So that's what's happening. I'm not the only person that this is happening to. We're not the only people that this is happening to. And like me personally, like right now, it's everybody, man. Like I'm the NAACP still call themselves mad because they didn't want to listen to my show and when I spoke on them about the race situation. The mayor's office called themselves mad because I posted on my social media page, Mayor Ken Welch, I do not agree with this raise deal. The gatekeepers called themselves mad because truthfully, it wasn't the League of Women's Voters. It wasn't none of these big nonprofits that start mobilizing and doing all these polls and everything to say, hey, this is not a good raise deal. No, it was the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. It was Jabbar. and say, hey, man, this deal ain't right. It was me, King Jab, that came back and brought Jabbar on my show. Like, hey, man, let's talk about this. This was back in January, February. Then it was my team that really dug in and started exposing and saying, hey, let's do this and let's do that. And let's start emailing. We start emailing people. Now, come April, May, when the other entities are jumping on and say, hey, this is not a bad deal. Everybody's on that. But the real people, the gatekeepers, are mad because we had the gall, we had the balls to go against what y'all said. We spoke out of turn. Niggas crazy, bro. We spoke out of turn. Y'all don't want to work with us because y'all feel like this, that, and that in the community when y'all are still to this day stealing and regurgitating the programs that we wrote. That's why they're not working. That's why y'all street team not working. You can't put a street team in the streets and not have King Jab. The one that can walk in any hood. That's why they're not working. Y'all set up a whole foundation to incubate and steal intellectual property. That's all y'all doing now. Y'all not funding us as programs. Y'all basically incubating and stealing our intellectual property. So now listen, y'all. If y'all going to these things and these different entities and they say, oh, we're going to give y'all a grant. We're going to give y'all, make they behind sign the NDA. Because all they're doing is stealing your intellectual property because the things that you speak about, they'll come back and say, oh, well, let's give you a capacity grant. You got to build up your capacity. You don't have this, that, and this. And then they'll go around and you'll see your same idea variated coming out in a whole nother manner. In a whole nother manner. We had the street team. We were out talking to people through their doors with masks on, writing down, hey, what y'all need? How y'all feel about this? Hey, what? Getting pure raw data. Y'all came back and brought in the guys that y'all sit up here on the Breakfast Club to try to entice me. Because, see, it's a lot of games being played. Y'all come up here to my radio station telling me to pull up when I'm usually sitting in the parking lot when I call. Then I'm like, do y'all really know who y'all playing with? So I'm going to pull up. But then on the day we're supposed to pull up, y'all ain't there. I'm being escorted by my secret. Y'all ain't there. So now I really think y'all playing with me. But then I looked at it as, no, y'all wasn't playing and people sent y'all here to try to entice me. And the only reason that y'all are here, Nixon and company, is because they brought y'all to do a listening program to try to variate what we did on pen and pad, bro. Y'all ain't inventing nothing. They just brought y'all here because they didn't want to deal with us. And y'all can't deal with our people, so they still missing the mark. Because everybody that y'all bringing in here to not deal with us, y'all try to come hire us. No, we're not doing it anymore. You go bring somebody here to hire me to do what I showed y'all how to do. Nobody finna keep playing these games with y'all, man. Nobody's finna keep playing these games with y'all, man. And I don't even really get why y'all call yourselves mad. All y'all. Because I can exclude everybody. Me personally, I work with the most of y'all. Most of y'all have been my supervisors. I only operate in one manner, y'all. I'm gonna make my supervisor look great. Who can say I didn't do that? I'm gonna bring in all my deliverables, and if you're running a program that I'm working under, you're gonna look like that And they're going to be amazed about your result. This is what I do everywhere I go. That's why I call myself Mr. Deliverables. So for y'all to have worked with me, for me to have worked under y'all, y'all know damn well I'm not disrespectful. So what y'all claiming I had an attitude about because I disrespect wasn't disrespectful because I'm not a disrespect. I hold myself to a higher standard of respect than y'all can ever imagine because where I lived at for 10 years, disrespect can get you murdered immediately. So we ain't gonna even play when it comes to respect. We ain't gotta play that. I don't work women supervisor. I work at the Pinellas County Urban League. It's 90% women. Nobody will tell you this guy is disrespectful, so y'all can't use that. Just say, y'all don't want to mess with me. And stop stealing my intellectual property. And this is going so deep that it's affecting other entities. It's affecting other entities, man. Like, shout out to Story 727. When I told E, say, E, bro, listen, bro. Well, I do all this for you, dog. You can't go in with me, bro. When they see me, everything go change up, bro. I told E this here, man. What they did. We put together this whole program, MRT, conflict resolution for our community. We put together the whole program. We wrote the grant, and y'all bucked that man just for the simple fact that he came in there with me. And I know this for a fact because I came back and had a debriefing with the CEO, the head of y'all foundation, who was unprepared, who sat in the meeting and said, oh, well, we could have moved this budget item line to this budget item line, and this wouldn't have been an issue. And then said that, oh, we didn't give y'all the grant because y'all didn't follow none of our data points. And which one, at that moment, I just locked out. I ain't even locked in no more because you just sit here and told me a damn lie, lady. Because we go back, let's watch our presented plan where I told y'all, and I'm showing y'all the graphs on my presentation are the graphs from y'all data points. This is from what y'all gave us. I used y'all graphs. So how I didn't hit y'all data points? Y'all just buck these people because they ain't want to, because they came in there with me. Perfect plan, perfect program. Would have probably been the only program that met their deliverables because it's out there what's going on. But y'all buck this man. Senators, councilwomen, councilmen, mayor. This man coming around talking to y'all and y'all bucking this man because behind closed doors, oh man, he messed with King Jab. Bro, y'all out of pocket, man. Y'all out of pocket, man. Y'all got this man waking up, sending y'all letters like, this young man that just got murdered was one of mine. We could have helped. We was here to help. We done talked to all y'all already. We done had the meetings, man. Y'all playing. Y'all playing. Y'all bucking the man just for the simple fact that he asked me to help him. It's crazy, man. And y'all actions as adults, y'all actions as community leaders, all of y'all, grown-ass people, man, will rather lose the ground, the effect, the assistance, the real that can go help this community because y'all in y'all feelings. because y'all mad because somebody spoke out of turn? When half of y'all are sitting in the positions where y'all at, it's either because of the work of me, Jabbar, Brother John, Reno, or Kiana. Man, y'all crazy, man. Like y'all are the problems in our community. Y'all the cancers, man. Y'all are the cancer. So when we say what the problem is, it ain't our kids. It ain't the common working person. It ain't the young adult men. It's our community leaders. It's y'all. Y'all don't want to help the community because y'all in y'all feelings. Because we sit on here and we have media and we can say what we want to say. And when we say something that y'all don't agree with or don't agree with y'all operate out of y'all feelings from y'all positions of power. That's weak that's weak, bro. That's weak, bro. And it only affects our kids. It only affects the citizens of this community, man. So I'm just putting it out there, man. I'm going to keep burning y'all ass. Straight up. It's going to be like stomach acid and diarrhea. And I'm out, man. I ain't even finna go. That's it, man. I'm going to end it on that, man. Burn your ass, man.
WUJM, St. Petersburg, 9 Jams.
Introducing the Meat House. 2 locations in St. Petersburg to serve you better. 3101 Central Avenue and 2225 MLK Street South. The Meat House features a variety of Caribbean, Hispanic, and Jamaican products and offering special combination prices that are hard to beat. And we will beat or match any competitor's prices. The Meat House, your quality meat market with the best and freshest full line of frozen foods and produce with special pricing. Beef oxtail $6.99 when you buy 15 or